Okay, so let's go on to who. So who do I believe rigged the vote? Well, I would start with the upper echelons of the Democrat Party. But again, don't be caught into thinking, oh, the Democrats are the bad guys. And the Republicans have done a lot of voter suppression, vote rigging in the past, and so forth. So the key here is the integrity. So beyond the Democrats, they're part of now the socialist and communist takeover of the United States. And you'll see a lot of evidence of that in what I'm going to show you today. So this is not only the Democrats have been swallowed up by the socialists, who swallowed up by the communists, who are the chosen superpower for the New World Order, for the very deep state, funded by Soros, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and so forth. Okay, so that's what I'm claiming in terms of who did it. So why did they do this? Well, obviously to get rid of Trump, because for all of his flaws and personality foibles and my issues with Trump, he was waging a major battle against a huge portion of the deep state and risking his life on a daily basis to do that. And so they needed to get rid of him. The upper echelons of both left and right were trying from day one to get rid of him. And that's why you see a lot of the so-called rhinos, a lot of the Republicans in name only. You see who actually had to take a stand on the side of the deep state rather than election integrity. I'll mention more of that in a minute. So why did they do it? They want to get rid of Trump. They wanted to control both houses of Congress. They want to take over and pack the Supreme Court. They want to get rid of the filibuster. They want to open the borders to illegal migrants who mostly vote Democrat right now. They want to use their bribes, their blackmails, and so forth to basically create a one-party government. But remember, that party isn't a bunch of good Democrats like from the old days. This is now a tool for the Chinese Communist Party. And if that sounds like an outrageous claim, I will back that up shortly. So this is all about the global domination agenda for total control. And the major hurdle, as we've been saying for 10 years, said very clearly in Thrive One, the major hurdle to the establishment of a global totalitarian state is freedom lovers in the United States. So that's a big hurdle, and we're well armed, and they know that. So they're working on disarmament. They're working on getting, getting rid of honest voting, as well as a whole bunch of other tactics. This fits with the open borders. Biden said during the campaign that he wanted to see a surge, his word, of new migrants at the border. Well, he's getting it. And there are literally, they're estimating by the end of the year, about 2.5 million illegal migrants will be in, and they're counting on them voting Democrat. Not that the Democrats really take care of them. That's a whole issue for another show. But enough of them have been fooled right now that they are an extension of the socialist communist takeover. The crime surge, the defunding the police, no cash bail, targeting the gun confiscation and so forth. This is all a part of the collapse of the United States. Cancel culture, overspending, subjugation to the Chinese Communist Party, whether it's political, whether it's them buying up companies. They pump up the stocks, then they use that money to buy up real estate, which are then subsidized for communists who are flowing into the country and buying up those properties. So that's enough. I don't want to go any deeper myself in my summary. I just want to say that on a personal note, one of my pet peeves these days is watching mainstream media and again seeing people, these anchors saying, well, I don't do conspiracy, but I just don't understand why so-and-so would do this. It doesn't make sense. It seems so incompetent. Well, if you understand and admit to the global domination agenda, all those ridiculous comments go out the window, because all of a sudden it all makes sense. It is the context which brings coherence to this whole global conspiracy. All right, so the Department of Homeland Security famously came out very quickly after the election and announced that this was the most secure election in human history. So now there's this huge push on MSNBC and CNN against potential conspiracy theories about election fraud. They're already calling anyone who objects not only a poor loser, sour grapes, a fascist, but now they're beginning to label any of us domestic terrorists, and that's an ominous switch, because they've got plans for domestic terrorists similar to Hitler. Okay, so now we're going to dive in here, but the last thing I want to say is that both Carl Sagan, the scientist, astronomer, and the French mathematician Pierre-Simon Laplace are both known for saying extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Okay, I agree with that. So I did not do anything publicly on this election fraud until today, because I believe that there is vast and substantial, extraordinary evidence.